live with your girl Nayoka. Welcome everybody. I'm just gonna wait to see if who will join first. Let me see who will join first. So it's another beautiful um Sunday night. Khalil. Wagwan Khalil. Big up yourself, Khalil. Cool face. Cool face, Wagwan. Cool face in the building. All right, so I got two people on here. If you are tuning in, please leave a comment or a chat in the chat section. I'll answer your questions in a minute, Khalil. If you're just tuning in, please let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what time it is where you are. Right now it's after 9 for me. So just let me know what time it is, where you're watching from. You guys know what to do. All right, so we can kick off this little discussion that we have tonight. I won't be staying too long because I kind of started late tonight. So I don't want to like extend too long. Maybe by 10, I should be done by 10. So we're gonna go make the most of the time that we have here, and as usual, we're gonna have some fun. So I'm just gonna wait to see if more people are gonna be joining us right now. Drink some water. All right. So as you guys can tell from the title, we're gonna be having a nice little discussion today about money, because you all know I see Libras rule. Big up yourself. Thank you for joining in. Hey, from Los Angeles. It's 6:08 p.m. Damn, that's early. I wish it was 6:08 right now. I wish it was 6:08. But big up yourself. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and hit that subscription button. Turn on your post notification bell, because I want you guys to get notified as soon as I post a new video. All right, let me see. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. So the topic for tonight is going to be about money, lending money. I want you guys to tell me your experience about that, with that, because when it comes to money, money can make good connections, and money can seriously break some good connections. So I want us to have that little discussion tonight, because this is a very hot topic, to be honest, when it comes to money and all of that. So as soon as you click on the live, just let me know where you're watching from and what time it is. All right, guys, so that we can dive right into this discussion. I don't want to stay too long today, but I want it to be fun. All right, Khalil. Brampton. All right, good. All right, so I wrote on a little note, some notes, because I don't want to stray too much tonight. Let me go pull up my notes. Martin, all the way in India. Wow. It's 6:41 a.m. Wow. Cool face, Canada. We're in Canada, because Canada is big and we have so many different time zones. Wow, 6:41 a.m. That's really good. Thank you for joining in though. I appreciate that. That I appreciate, man. So tonight we're gonna be talking about money, guys. Money, money, money. We all love money. We all love money. Everybody wish they would have some extra money just appear in your bank account in Ontario. All right, cool face. Big up yourself. Big up yourself from Ontario. So if you're in Ontario, it's the same time, 9 o'clock, after 9. All right. So you know, money is a big deal. Money is a big deal. And the title that I have today is, what me say? Don't lend money that you cannot afford. Sorry, someone started talking to me. I'm not sure what that means. What does that mean? Let me take out this sweetie. Guys, I wasn't gonna go live, because I just started to have some bad feeling, but I started eating this sweetie. Not sweetie, it's like a Alls, if you guys know what Alls is. Then I feel a little bit better. All right, so take this out. All right, so my day was good. Oh, you didn't hear what I was saying. Okay. All right, no problem. It's Libras. I hope I said that correct. Libras. Of course. I don't worry, man. I wasn't really saying anything much. Libras. I wasn't really saying anything much. I was just doing my introduction. So you didn't really me. Oh yes, like the zodiac. Okay, perfect. Libras. Yeah, man. I wasn't saying anything too much. I was just giving my introduction, so you didn't miss anything much. Um. Oh, Ken Roy. Oh, big up yourself. Bling there in the building. Big up yourself. Um. Shubaya to bad feeling. Yeah, man. Shubaya, it gone. The bad feeling gone. Oh, thank you so much, Khalil. Thank you. Yeah, man. Bad feeling no more. We not feel no bad feeling over here, but we feel better now. So it's gonna be a good night. So we want to talk about money tonight because I've had a lot of experience dealing with is either I work and I didn't get paid for the money, either I lend somebody money and they just decide that, oh, they are not gonna give it back to me, or I don't know. So much, sometimes it can't even come to my mind because it's just so many instances. And ooh, Khalil, you were scammed. Damn, I want to hear about that. I don't think I've never been scammed, but people try because you see when you're in Canada, I realize that you're a bigger target when you're in like these type of country like the US or Canada, UK. Like it's like people target you more when you're living in those country. Romantic scam. Hey, interesting. How did that go, Khalil? I really want to know how that one went. I really want to know how that went. That sounds interesting. But like, yeah, when it comes to money is a big thing because we all want money. We all would appreciate some extra dollars, right? And what I realize sometimes is every day that they try at me. Oh, they try at you to cool face. Yeah, man. They always try to scam you. They would send you a message saying that, oh, like they would say they're calling from a certain bank. I'm sorry. They're calling from a certain bank, and then they would say, oh, my name is so and so calling from whatever bank, which you know that you're not even banking with that bank, but they're trying to call you to say it's your bank when you already know that, hey, I don't have that bank. Like people from BMO be calling me. I don't even have an account at BMO. I even got a message from a call from, they say I have some Chinese package to pick up from some Chinese carrier or something like that. I never ordered anything. And they want you to like press number 1 for this and press number 2 for this. Man, it's crazy. So I guess we can tie in the scamming in the whole money scenario. I just want to tell you guys a story about a big story, because right now I wish I had that money, right? So the story is about, it's actually last year, right? I was working with one of my family members in Canada, right? So they just opened up a new place and they're like, let me come and everything good? Oh, let me see over there. Yeah. So they just opened a new place and they're like, oh yeah, we want some extra people to work and blah 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 blah, right? So me with my enough self, take up my good self, right? And said, okay, yes, I'm gonna come and work with you, right? So you know, because it's a family member, you wanna make sure that, you know, you're loyal to the family member. You wanna make sure that you just want to be good to your family member, right? You don't want to see your family member in need of something and then you can help them with that and then you're not helping in that case. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was saying that, you know what, I'm going to help out this family member and go and work for that person. Anyways, so I take up my good clean self. At that time I was doing two jobs, because you know your girl, independent woman, always trying to find another way to make some extra money, right? So I was doing two jobs at the time. So I was like, you know what, this person, this family member need my help, so I'm gonna quit. I quit my part-time job, right? I quit my part-time job, my good part-time job, you know, good part-time job. So I quit my part-time job and I was still doing my full-time job. So the person took me on the team, and everything was going well in the first weeks, right? Everything was good. Um, Everybody was showing up, everybody was motivated, everybody was committed, everybody was doing whatever they have to do. So I realized that things started changing. I went on a trip, right? I went to Montreal on a trip for like a week. And then I came back, and then after I came back, everything just changed, right? So everybody now started showing bad face to me. Everybody's trying to start to show me bad face, like they're saying that I'm acting like I'm better than everybody and I'm acting like I am the best. And I'm like, yo, this is me. If you cannot handle my personality, then I don't think we need to associate then, because what you want me to do, act like I'm the worst? I'm not gonna act like I'm the worst. I'm gonna be me. You know what I mean? So anyway, working, and I realized that a few weeks has passed and I didn't get any money, any pay, right? So I started asking like, I know the place just opened and I know there might not be a lot of money right now, but what's going on with my part of it? So the person was like, oh yeah, let me give you something. Person give me $500, which you already know that $500 in Canada is nothing, right? I can't even pay my rent with $500. $500 cannot even pay my car insurance for the month and gas for the month together. Car insurance and gas. You can't even, $500 can't even cover that for the month. So anyway, at that time I wasn't driving, so it is what it is. Give me 500, and plus I still had my full-time job, so I was still okay, right? I was like, let me just help out because family. Long story short, because I don't want to get into too much details. Long story short, there was a time when I was about to quit my full-time job and go work at this particular place for full time, like quit my full-time job and just work at this one place. And something inside of me was telling me like, yo, Nayoka, you sure you want to leave your good job and go to work with these people? And I thought about it and I'm like, you know what? I am not gonna do it. I'm gonna just, I was working 5 days at my full-time job, so I went down to 3 days, I believe, or 4 days. I went down to 4 days, I think, or 3 days. I don't quite remember, but one of that, 3 or 4 days. I went down, I was like, you know what? Let me give more time to my family's place and then give less time to the full-time job, right? So I was doing my full-time job now turned to a part-time, and then my family place end up turned to a full-time. So mind you, guys, I've been there from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. most of the times. 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. most of the times. Or sometimes I'm there after 10, 11 o'clock because I'm like doing extra stuff because I want to make sure that everything is perfect. Then no. It's funny. No, I'm laughing because I'm past that. And that's why I can even come and share it and even look at it and laugh. Because this is a big life lesson. This was a big life lesson for me. I've never experienced anything like that in my life until that experience. And I know it will never happen to me again because I learned from my mistakes. I am the type of person who learn from my mistakes, and I also learn from other people's mistakes. So if it happened to you and I'm in the midst, I'll look at, evaluate the whole situation, and I'll think about it, and I know that that's not gonna work for me. Anyway, now, so work at the place, full time now, everything was going good. All of a sudden, everybody just start, I just feel this negative energy every time I step inside the place. It's like that little uncomfortable, like you know, like when them say like bad feeling. Martin was saying wife a bad feeling, but a little piece of bad feeling always come over me every time when I go into that place, every time. And I've been thinking like, yo, I really want to help out, but to be honest, like, I'm not getting paid, I'm getting overworked, and everybody's just being so disrespectful. Even the owners, they're being so disrespectful. Everybody's just treating like I'm trash, but I'm basically holding up the business. I'm basically holding up the business. I'm basically staying at the forefront, doing everything that is needed of me to do. But at the end of the day, I am not getting the reward that I'm supposed to get, right? Nobody's, not even the reward, the respect. Everybody's just like, I'm a nobody, but I am the one doing everything. You know what I mean? Long story short, the place get shut down. Place gets shut down in less than a year. Place gets shut down. And I was like, even when the place got shut down, I booked off my work. I told my workplace that, yo, I have to book these days off because I gotta go help my family member with this and this and this. After the disrespect, after everything, I still booked off my days. I could be going to work making money, but I went to do voluntary work just to help, right? Not getting paid. Right now, this person owe me about a couple thousand as well. Couple $1,000 well, more than $5,000 Canadian this person owe me. And every time when I try, so last year I lost my brother, right? I was telling you guys that I lost my brother, and the funeral expenses and everything was coming down on me because the place shut down. I didn't have any money, and I told you guys that I went to part-time with my full-time job, so I'm not really getting any money coming in, and I still have to pay my bills. I still have to do everything, right? So the place shut down, my brother passed away, and I needed that extra funds. So I texted the person like, yo, my brother passed away, and I'm gonna need the money so that I can send to Jamaica to deal with the funeral expenses. Be a go round, merry-go-round. Oh yes, I'm gonna do it. Yes, I'm gonna do it. Yes, I'm gonna do it. Up till today, it's March 2025, and up until today, I don't hear about that money. I don't see that money. I don't hear that person saying anything about that money. Every time you ask about the money, it's, oh, the business shut down and I don't have any money. And when the money comes through, I will give the money. Even now, I don't see it. So I already told myself from last year that, yo, I'm not gonna get this money, right? Excuses after excuses, right, Libras? So I just have in my mind that, okay, if this person wanna give me the money, it would be good if they give it to me. But I'm not gonna dwell on it and say, okay, oh yeah, I'm gonna plan for this money and make plans. No, I just lost it. I just call it a voluntary service that I was doing for almost a year. I just look at it as a voluntary service. Now, because of that, the relationship that me and that person had is not the same anymore, right? Because you can't be disrespecting me and then expect that I'm gonna come being respectful to you, or not even respectful. You're not gonna expect me to come like a baby and crying and whatever. I realize what's going on. You don't want to give me the money that I work for, so I just leave it alone. And that's why I look at that and I said, this thing can never happen to me ever again in my life, because if I work for you, especially family member, I will never do that again. If you want me to come and work at your establishment, or you want to do business with me, I want to see my money up front, because this thing is not going to happen to me again, right? And when it comes to money, people act like they're dumb, just like the people who want to borrow the money from you, right? You know, in the moment when they are borrowing the money, they come to you and they come with a sob story. They tell you, oh, this one is sick, or my mother just died, or my father just died, or I'm in bankruptcy and I can't afford anything, or oh, whatever excuse. Yo, people are skilled with the excuses. A lot of times, the thing that they tell you that they're gonna do with the money, they never. That's not even the reason why they want the money in the first place. Some of them, they take the money and they go do things that you wouldn't even do with your own money, right? Like, say for example, like for me, I used to be, not like now, I'm not like that now. I'm kind of breaking out of that habit now. I used to be this type of person where if it's your birthday or if it's a special occasion for you, I will go out there, I'll buy you a gift, or I'll give you some cash and I'll say, here, take this gift. But if I have to look at the same, like say for instance, this water bottle, I go out and I buy this water bottle for you and I said, this is your gift. But I could see the same water bottle and I want it and I never buy it. I'm like, oh, that's too expensive. But when I am purchasing it for somebody else, I'm like, okay, here you go. Here is a gift. So it's like I'm spending my hard-working money, my hard-earned money on other people, but I find it hard to spend my own hard-working money that I work. I find it hard to spend it on myself. Do you guys experience that too? Or it's just me being unfair to myself? Like, do you guys do that to yourself too? Like, do you see it and say, oh, that's too expensive, even though it's something that you would want, or it's something that would make your life a little bit more comfortable? Let me know if that happened to you guys, or it's just me alone, because I want to know if I'm an idiot or something, because why am I spending money on people and not on myself? Well, nobody's commenting, so I guess I'm the only one who's doing that. And it's not fair. People come and they want to borrow from you, and then they come and they guarantee that, okay, I want you to lend me $2 and I'm going to give you back this $2 in 2 months, or I'm going to give you back this $2 in a week. And then when the week come, they don't have the $2 and they don't even have the decency to call you up and say, oh, you know what, by the way, I don't really have the $2, you know. Nope, I'm spending more on them than me. Yeah, that's the same thing I was saying. I'm spending more on people than what I'm spending on myself. But yeah, as I was saying, they borrow the $2, and then when the day come, they don't even have the decency to call you up and say, you know I owe you $2 and I said I was gonna give you the money today, but I don't have it today. Or here, I have 50 cents out of the $2 and here, or I have $1 out of the $2, here you go. You know, show some type of empathy to the person that lent you their hard-earned money. Like, you're just gonna borrow the $2 and just not give it back, like in your mind, and you walk free every day like nothing happened, and you just owe people like that. I can't do it. That's why I don't borrow from people, and it depends on who it is. I would lend. But because of all these experiences that I have, I'm just different. One other guy, a long time ago, few years back, one guy from my workplace, right? He said to me that, wait, I see John and Henry, they don't want to pay back and sometimes they get vexed. Yes! I'm gonna tell you guys a story about the co-worker in a second. But to what John and Henry is saying, they don't want to pay back, but sometimes they get vexed. Yeah, like how are you gonna borrow my money, right? I'm gonna borrow my money. And then when it's time for you to pay back, if you said you're gonna pay me back in a week, and then you didn't call me, but I called you and I said, hey, remember you said that you were gonna give me back the $2 in a week? What's going on? They're starting to argue with you, talking about, oh, whatever excuse they come up with. That is so weird. It's so weird, but they didn't remember the time when they were in need and they call you and they say, oh, I need this $2. Can you help me out? And you go out of your way to help them, and then you end up get the bad end of the stick. And that's why I said you cannot lend money that you cannot afford to lose. So if you have $10 and somebody asks you to lend them $2, then I mean, you still have $8. So you don't really feel that, hurt if they don't give it back to you. So whenever I'm lending somebody money, I just know that I'm going to lend you what I feel like I can lose. It's like gambling. Lending to me, it's like gambling, because I don't know why my stomach is doing this. Lending to me is like gambling. So it's like you go to the casino or wherever, and then you're like, okay, I got $5. Let me just work with this $5 and see what I can get. If I can get something on top of the $5, good. If I lose the $5 in one move, you leave the casino and go. So for me, it's like that. Lending to me is like that. I'm lending you what I feel like I can lose, or what I wouldn't really impact me. Imagine you lend you have your rent to pay next month, and you have your rent money from now, and somebody borrow your rent money that you're gonna use to pay your rent. You can't lend them your rent money. Are you crazy? Because what if they don't give it back to you? What are you gonna do? You're gonna go homeless? What's the most you have lent someone? Yeah. I've lent a lot of money. But the only reason why I lent that person, but then again, you don't know if they're going to give it back to you, and that's always the fear. Or one thing I always think about is, what if I lend this person this money and then they die? I'm sorry. It's a very blunt statement, but everybody think about that. Guys, tell me. I'm not gonna be the only one talking tonight. We need to have a discussion. Let me know if when you lend people money, if you think about that. Like, what if they pass on? And say you lend a person like $5,000. I'm not talking about Jamaican dollars. I'm talking about like US. What if you lend a person 5,000 US dollars, and they said they're gonna give you back the money in a month, and then as soon as they borrow that money from you, light gone for them. What do you do at that point? What do you do at that point? At that point, who are you gonna even argue with? You can't argue with nobody, because the person that you lent the money is gone. Nowhere. You can't find back them again. You know what I mean? And no, you can't go to their family member and say, oh yeah, I lent this person something, they have to give it back to me. Da 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 da. Khalil, how much? Yes, you're saying that. Khalil, I don't understand that statement. Rewrite that or edit it. Maybe you have a typo. But yeah, if they pass away, you're doomed. You're doomed, brother. You're doomed. So what I do, because I don't really lend a lot, and Coolface, asked a question about how much I lent. I lent a lot. Like I'm a very kind person, so sometimes people come to me, family members, friends. Sometimes they come to me and they ask, and I don't know why people always assume that I am rich. Why is everybody around me thinking that I have money? I heard people telling me that, oh, I have money stack and pile and I'm sitting on thousands and thousands of dollars. Me? I wish I had that. I wish I had that. And then guess what now? I never borrow anything from anybody. Never. I can't remember borrowing stuff from people. I cannot remember the last time I borrowed any money from anybody. I guess my bank, because I use my credit card. That's the only thing I can think of. My bank. I use a credit card. So I guess the money that I would borrow. I don't really borrow stuff from people. I think the last time I borrowed money was last year, November. I borrowed money from one of my friends, but the money that I borrowed wasn't even for me. The money that I borrowed money from somebody else to give to somebody else, to deal with something else for somebody, just to show you. I didn't even borrow the money for my own use. That's the type of heart that I have. And maybe that's why people assume that I have money, or maybe people assume that I am rich, because I maybe carry myself in a certain way and I don't put myself in a position where I have to lean on others too much to say, damn, I need this person to do this, or I need this person to do that. I always try my best to, and I think everybody should do that. Like, that should be something that you work on. Like, you're like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not going to borrow from people. I'm gonna put myself in a financial position that I know time is very hard. I can be a witness for that. Time is hard, and hard time is licking. I know that for sure, but you still have to put yourself in a position where you don't have to lean on people for too much. Because the time is gonna come when you're looking for help, and then you're never gonna get it. And what are you gonna do? Try to live within your budget. Perfect. That is perfect. That's what you have to do. So if you know that you're making, if you're making $10 for the month, right? If $10 is your salary, and you have rent, you have utilities, you have bills, you have food, you have transportation, you have all those things. Think about how much things you can mark off your list that, okay, I don't really need this. Netflix. Let me take Netflix off my list, because yes, I can watch YouTube. You can watch Nayoka's World. So you can take Netflix off of your list. Right? You have to put all your stuff on a list. And I need to do a video about budgeting, because they call me budgety. They call me budgety, because when it comes to money, I don't play. When it comes to money, you're not gonna just get me doing some random stuff when it comes to money. I'm gonna budget first. I'm gonna do everything first. So maybe, and I feel like I am good. I am good with money. I feel like I'm good with money. The reason why I feel like that is because, one, most of my friends always come to me for budgeting advice. I have a particular friend, she always say, yo, Nayoka, how do you do it? Like, how do you save? Like, what do you do to save? Like, how do you, like, have something saved? How can you save? Like, some people are really struggling to save, and they're making money. It's not like they're not working, or like they're not earning. They're earning, but it's just that when you earn, you have to just know what to do with your money and how much to put aside and try to invest some of it. You know what I mean? So I know I'm good with money. And the reason why I feel like I'm good with money, I got this from an early age. So when I used to go to high school, or maybe primary school, no, let me not say primary. When I used to go to high school, so when I was a teenager, my mom, she used to give me my lunch money for the entire week. So she used to give me 500 Jamaican dollars. How much is 500 Jamaican dollars in US? Let me go figure that out. Because I want to give you guys the exact money so you guys understand where I'm coming from. Let me see, how much is Jamaican? How much? 500, let me say. 500 Jamaican dollars in US. So, bonky do I lie this. This is not right. Is this correct? This right? Damn. Guys, that's $3.15. This is what I'm getting right now. $3.15. Jesus Christ. Well, that was over 10 years ago, maybe. About 10 years ago, this, right? Or maybe 9 years ago, this. 9 years? No, like 10 years, about 10, 12 years ago. So, yeah, it was more than that. I don't think it was $3 10 years ago. But yeah, my mom used to give me $500 for the week to go to school. And guess what? That $500 couldn't even pay my bus fare for 5 days. It couldn't even pay my bus fare to go to school. Maybe it could pay like, or no, or actually that 500 could just pay my bus fare only. There was no lunch money or break money or any extra money. It was just fare, just bus fare for school. So I had to make sure that I use that $500, go to school every day because I have to go to school. You know what I had to do to when I go to school, my friends used to give me lunch because I had rich friends, but they weren't really rich, but because they were getting more money than me, I called them rich friends. So I just pencil it out and say, okay, my bus fare is 50 Jamaican dollars to go, 50 Jamaican dollars to come back. So $100 a day. I did $100 a day, and then I just lean on my friends at school for lunch. And they had Path, I think that they call Path program. I don't know if they still have it in Jamaica now, but I was on Path program, and I used to get the free lunch every day at school. So I feel like that's what helped me, because I had friends who their parents would give them their money for the week, and that was like $2,000, you know, like 2,500 on their money. They might get $500 for the day, and I was getting 500 for the week. But when they get their money for the week, they spend it all off. And I'm like, I wish I was getting $500 a day for my lunch money. And it's not like in Canada or the US or the UK where you see kids packing lunch to go to school. We never had any lunch, any food at home to pack for lunch to go. And who's gonna do that? We are at girl. At girl no pack food and bring mackerel and rice go work, go school. Anyway, I wasn't a hot girl in high school. I was one of the lame girls. I was one of the nerd girls in high school. But yeah, like, and I always look at my friends, I'm like, you know, you're fortunate. Imagine you're getting so much money for school, but yet still you're spending off everything in one day. And then when my friends used to give me money, maybe they would give me $50 or $20, I would save it. I would save everything. So I feel like I have that in my blood from that time. So it's like it just become a part of me. So every time when I get money, anytime when I get money, especially cash, because I don't really use cash a lot in Canada, because Canada is so like everything is so digital. You use your card for everything. When you're going on the bus, you use your card. When you go in, everything you do, you use your card, right? So I don't really use cash a lot. So if somebody give me cash, I just always save it, because it's like I don't know what to do with it. So I just save it up, and when I reach to a certain point, I just put it in my account. So I don't really use cash a lot. But man, I love the way how Libra said, like, you just have to live within your budget. And that's what it is. And don't lend people money that you cannot afford to lose. I'm not saying that you shouldn't lend, because some people, they genuinely need the money, right? They genuinely need the money, and they just want a little helping hand. I've been in situations where I wanted to borrow, but my pride took over, and I'm like, do I really want to do this? And I'm like, nah, let me just try to see if I can find another job. That's what I do. Try to find another job, or try to find some side hustle, cook some food and sell something. You know what I mean? Bake some goods and sell. That's what I would do to get some extra funds. At one point, I was even doing Uber. I did Uber because I'm like, yo, I have a car, Uber's there, why not? You know what I mean? So, yo, I can't do it. I can't do it, man. Can't do the borrow people money and do it. I can't know that I have money for people and I'm just sitting here smiling every day. Maybe that's why my landlord love me so much, because as soon as the rent time come, I'm ready to pay her money. It's not gonna, it's no, we're not doing the owing thing. Any good Uber stories? Oh my God. One time. So I'm doing Uber Eats, right? So I'm not doing Uber like picking up passengers, because to pick up passengers, that's a whole different kind of worm. And I always told myself, like, I don't see myself. I would drive, like say for instance, I would work with the government transit system, but I don't think I would drive the bus. I would maybe drive the train, because the train, you're not seeing anybody. But anyway, long story short, I'm not doing Uber if driving, like picking up passengers. I'm doing Uber Eats. So it's like, you go to the store, you get the order on your phone, you do everything on your phone, pick up this food from the store, drop it at the person's house. I had a particular Saturday morning, I was like, yo, let me go do some Uber Eats. And I got a store, because when you do Uber Eats doesn't really pay much. Maybe you get $4, $3 for a trip. And if you get tips, then your money is a little bit more. So I don't really practice to do Uber every day, because it's not gonna really pay off. When you think about your gas, when you think about gas, when you think about your car, the mileage is going up, the kilometers are going up, and then you're also thinking about car maintenance, because the more you drive your car, the more it's at risk of getting problems, right? You're using your brake, you're using everything. So your car is, depreciating every time you go in there and start the vehicle. So when I go to when I went to this particular I got this particular order. It was shopping. I love to do the shopping, because I feel like I'm good at grocery shopping. So I feel like I can navigate through Walmart, navigate through the grocery stores, and know exactly what the customer need. This was my first shopping order. They ordered like 40 items. It took me like 2 hours in the grocery store trying to find what these people are looking for. It's not my normal Jamaican stuff that I would go buy. I don't know what these stuff are, but it took me so long. And then guess what? When I get to the person's house, I when I get to the person's house, they were living in an apartment. So it's like they live on the fourth floor or whatever. I call them like, yo, here's what. I'm outside with your groceries. Can you send somebody down to pick it up? Because do they expect me to travel with 50 million bags up the stairs or up the elevator, bring all those stuff out the car? And guess how much money I got for that? $22 for almost like 2 hours of work. $22. And that's not even minimum. That's not even minimum wage, because minimum wage is like 17.50. Yeah, minimum wage is like 17.50, and I'm getting $22 for 2 hours of work. Hard work, because running around in those grocery stores ain't easy. And then also packing up all those bags, bringing them to the car, then unloading all those. So from that experience, I told myself, yo, I'm never gonna pick a Uber order that's gonna be like 22 items or oh. My pride get in the way. Same here, my pride get in the way, but at the end of the day, I owe nobody. I can cut off credits. Yeah? Yeah, man, Keith. Keith, that's me. I always say, like, if I'm gonna borrow something from somebody, I have to be in a dire, like, I have to be dying, literally, on my last heartbeat to borrow something from somebody. I have to be on the like that. It gotta be like the last drop in me for me to lift up my hand or lift up my mouth and open my mouth and say, lend. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it, man. Yeah, so back to the Uber. I'm happy that you asked about the Uber because I do the Uber Eats. This is how I do Uber Eats now. If I want, say I want an extra $50 to go buy gas to put in the car. Yes, I would go on a Friday night or a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning or a Sunday evening because Friday, Saturday, and Sunday would be your busiest days doing Uber Eats. So if I want an extra $50 to put gas in, good. That's perfect for that. If I want, say I want an extra $100 to do something, sometimes you just want some extra money right now. Like you just want some cash right now to deal with some little tiny little things that's going on, right? So if I need a little spare $100, I would jump and do Uber for a few hours and then see how much I make. But I think the most I made on Uber Eats for a day would be 90 something dollars, $96 a day. And I work like 7 hours and I got like 90 something dollars. And that was on a good day. I don't think I've ever made $100 in one run, like in one day, but because I've never really done it for a long time. I've only done 8 hours the max, I believe. 8 hours. I don't think I ever exceed 8 hours, so I never really got to make $100. One day, the day when I was actually gonna do about 12 hours, I planned to do 12 hours, my batteries start dying and I didn't have a long extension cord in the car to plug in my phone, so I just stopped because I was like, it's not gonna work out if my battery is dying. But Uber Eats on a whole, if I have to quit my job and say I'm gonna do Uber Eats, I don't think that will work for me. I know a lot of people are doing it because they do Uber Eats and they do Skip the Dish and they do DoorDash at the same time. I don't know how they do it, but yo, those guys are pros. I'm not up for that lifestyle. But if I have to do Uber driving, I don't think I would do Uber driving because for me, I'm very paranoid. And if somebody's sitting behind me and I don't know what you're doing, nah. Hey Alex Wagwan, welcome to the discussion, Alex. Big up yourself. So yeah, I don't think the Uber driver is for me at all. I don't think I could manage that because I've seen a lot of videos on social media where people are arguing with Uber drivers. You don't know what kind of crazy people that you can pick up. Same for Uber Eats because you don't really know who you're gonna deliver food to. But for Uber Eats, it's a little bit different because most of the times you don't really see the customers. You just drop the food at the door and then you ring the doorbell and you walk away. Yeah, man, Alex, I'm good. You answered my next question of driving people, yeah. I'm good, Alex. Welcome to the discussion. We're just talking about money and we're talking about, well, I am talking about my experiences lending people money and or working for people and they don't want to pay me or, anything money related. So that's what we're discussing right now. So if you have a question for me, you can just drop it in the comments and, we can take it from there. Yeah, man, for Uber driving, me not do that. That's not for me. I'm very paranoid. I've seen people throw up, vomit in people's car. You imagine me have my nice, clean car. My nice Pepsi. My nice baby. Can you believe? And then this random girl or man come vomit up in my car. Me not deal with that. First of all, me go say, hey, get out of my vehicle. Please leave. Because this is not working. I don't care. At that point, I kick them out of my car. It's hard. And imagine I have cloth. I don't have leather seats. So, leather, if it's leather, you can just wipe it off and clean it. I have cloth. So if you vomit on that seat, I have to now bring that car to some place to clean it, to do some type of, I don't even know what the name is, but those places that would have to steam out the vomit out of that seat. Some detailed place. And God knows how much money I have to pay to detail that. Nah, bruh. I don't think that one is for me at all. Deep cleaning. Yes, Rockiana. Some deep cleaning I have to do to get rid of that vomit out of my car. But no, sir. I'm not doing that. So I'm just paro with that. But the Uber Eats, it's not, I wouldn't recommend anybody to even do that, because to be honest, it doesn't really pay well. Sometimes you're driving so many kilometers and then you're just making $4. One time I made $2 and I was in traffic. I spent like half an hour and I only made $2. So it's not really worth it. I always say, like, if I was getting $10 for every trip, I would be more comfortable with that. If they paid me $10 for every trip, then I would say, okay, you know what? Yes, $10, but you can give and take, and you know that, okay, it's worth it. But $2, $4, $6, $8, nah, that's not a good one. Try option trading. When market is low, jump on the side, also trading. To be honest, you see that trading thing, Keith? I had a friend, right, that was trading. This guy, he makes good money, right? Because his field of work is is a good field. He's making money. But he lost so much in 20, remember in 2020, when where they 2020 to 2021, where trading was a big thing at that time and everybody was trying to get rich quick with the trading thing. That was the time when he was doing that, and yo, the man lose so much money. He lost so much money. I was like, bro, you know what you could have done with all that money? You could have even start a business with that money that you lost. So I kind of got scarred from that, because I don't know, for me, I don't like to dip my hands into things that I don't really know about. If I'm gonna get into trading, I would have to like do some research to figure out what it is. And of course, I'm not gonna spend all my money on trading. I'm just gonna put a $5, $10, $20, just like what Keith is saying, a $20, a $25, or whatever else I can afford. As I said, if I can afford to lose it, then I would use it. But if I cannot afford to lose it, I will not do it. But the trading is very risky, because you don't, and especially if you don't know what you are doing. If you don't know what's going on, you better not waste your time. But if you have a little bit of knowledge about trading and how the stock market work, and how the stuff that you're investing in or buying into works, then I feel like that would work very good for you if you know a lot about that. But for me, I'm more into like safer investments. I would invest more safe, like low risk. I know the low risk investments are not, um, what would I say? Low risk investments are not really showing you so much of a profit right now, but low risk are more of a long-term thing. So I'm more into more of the long-term low risk investments than doing a stock. I would have to like do a lot of research to figure out how that work. It's a risk, but you have to know when to take out your money. Yep, that is true. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you know the ins and out of it, by all means, go ahead. So my little side hustles would be this. YouTube would be my side hustle. So if I can make whatever I can make from it, then I would take that. If it's $50, I'll take my $50, because at least I got that, like, by doing my stuff, like coming on here talking, and I make my money that way, right? I would do that. I would do YouTube. I would do social media to get that little side hustle. But when it comes to like stock trading, I wouldn't, personally, but I wouldn't discourage it at all. My opinion, my advice would be, know what you're doing and then you get into it. Don't be like my friend that spent all his money and wasted his money, and he even got a good amount, but he didn't take the money out, and then he lost it. So you just have to know what you're doing. Let me check my notes to see if I touch all the points. Can't believe that is $3 is 500 Jamaican dollars. That's crazy. That is cray. Oh yeah, this is a point that I have about what's your Facebook? My Facebook is Nayoka's World. Everywhere, any social media. Oh well, I only have Facebook and I have Instagram. So Nayoka's World on all platforms. Yeah, this is one thing that I wanted to talk about, setting boundaries when you're lending people money. Like when it comes to money, you have to set boundaries. You don't, oh wait, let me pause on that. In the beginning, trading for me was like trying to count your hair, but now I catch the drift. That's good, Keith. That's very good. How long did it take you to like reach to a good or a safe level or a comfortable level in trading? How many years or how many months did it take you to reach to that level? And how many research did you have to like, how much research and time did you have to put into like understand the system? Oh yeah, I was talking about one thing I was telling you about my coworker one time. I forgot. I remember my coworker, right? A long time ago, this guy texted me in the middle of the, not really middle of the night, about 10 o'clock p.m. or 9 o'clock or night, in the night. He texted me like, hey, Nayoka, I'm very hungry. And he said he doesn't have any money and he was trying to reach out to his mom to see if his mom could send him some money, but she's in a different country and she can't really send him money right now, but he's very hungry and he would want something to eat. And at the time, the guy was new to my workplace, right? So I was like, you know what? A student, he's new, you know, he might not have the money or whatever. I don't know if he's trying to scam me or I don't know if he was really hungry or maybe he took the money and do something else with it, but from the goodness of my heart, he said he wanted $20. So I was like, okay, send me your e-transfer, and I transferred him $20. And he said, he told me I'm just borrowing. He said he's borrowing the $20 from me and he would give me back the money tomorrow when his mom send him the money. Up till today, tomorrow cannot come. Up till today, 2025, tomorrow hasn't come yet. So I guess he's still waiting for his mom to send him the $20 to give me back to me. But I already said to myself, when I sent the money, I said to myself, I'm just giving him this money. I never really thought about, oh, he's gonna give it back to me. I just said, out of sight, out of mind, $20 gone out, and that's it. So yeah, that I never got back that $20 even till today. If I had invested that $20, maybe I would have like $40 now. About 8 months to be comfortable, around 6 months of searching and learning. Yeah, you have to put the work in it, because you know what, some people, Keith, some people feel like trading is just, yeah, I'm gonna trade and yeah, I'm gonna get rich tomorrow. They don't understand, right? And that's why they lose money, because they don't get it. They feel like it's a get rich scheme and they just get rich tomorrow. But nah, you have to think, you have to use your brain. Everything is not just about, even YouTube, you have to use your brain on YouTube. You have to use your brain on YouTube. You can't just come on here and feel like, oh yeah, everything's gonna work out in your favor. No, you have to be strategic. So in this generation nowadays, people don't really use their brain. They just move around and they just go forward. But you have to be strategic about everything that you do in your life. It's sad that I learned that thing later on when I was an adult. I wish I knew that thing from I was younger, you know, but you have to be strategic about every single thing in your life. And then what the next thing that I said I was gonna talk about? Oh yeah, the note. This is the last thing and I'm gonna wrap up, guys. Set boundaries. This is very important because I realized that people, they always, especially family members are the culprits here. Family members, right? They want to always, or most of the time, they want to spend, well, in Jamaica, we say pencil out. They want to pencil out your money for you. But pencil out basically means they want to tell you, or they want to, oh God, how am I going to translate this? Pencil out mean like basically they just want to tell you what to do with your money, or they're making plans for your money. Like they're budgeting your money for you for their own interests. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Family members like to do that, right? Oh my gosh, I'm wrapping up. You have to rewatch when I post it, all right? Yeah. Yeah, man, Alex, you can hit me up on Facebook, no problem. Let me know if you find it. Let me know if you find it. But to be honest, I don't really use Facebook that much. Instagram would be a better way to get to me on Instagram. Yeah, back to what I was saying. This is very important, setting boundaries, because especially for family member, one thing you see, when you're working and you're making your hard earned money, what I realize is when you go to work, when you have to wake up early in the morning, or you have to come in late at night, or whatever shift you might have, when you go to work and you deal with all your struggles, no family member is there going through the struggles with you. You are the only one going to work, making your own money. So why, when you get paid, you feel pressured by your family members to give them your stuff? It's your money. So you always have to set boundaries. Set boundaries. Yo, brother, I don't have it. And don't feel afraid to say, oh, I don't have it. Because at the end of the day, whether you give it or you don't give it, people are going to always have something to say. So if you make, say you make $5, you got paid $5, right? But your family member thinking that you're making $10. They ask you for something, you give them $2 out of your $5, you know? You give them $2 out of it, and that is a lot. You give them $2. But because they feel like you have money and you're rich, you give them $2 and they feel like, oh, you only give me $2. $2 can't do nothing. Okay, $2 can't do nothing. And what does that have to do with me? Nothing at all. Because at the end of the day, I am going to make my money. What are you doing with your time? Why can't you go make your own money? You know what I mean? So you have to set boundaries. You have to let people know that, yo, brother, I don't have it, and this is what I have, and no, I cannot do it. Normalize saying no to people. You're not being mean and you're not being selfish. Sometimes you have to put yourself first, because a lot of times you might put people first and then they still don't care about you. They still talk bad behind your back. They still chat you with people. You know what I mean? So you can't put everybody over yourself, and then you are suffering and they're tearing you down behind your back, but yet still you're putting out your all and give it to them. It's not right. It's not right. And if a lot of people just be more empathetic to other people, like especially family members. I'm not trying to bash anybody, but we all have been through that at some point in our life. You put yourself at rest and in debt. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You put yourself in debt, especially in Canada, and all the people who are living in foreign country. You know how it is. In foreign country, people don't give you nothing. People don't give you anything. Anything that you want, you have to figure that out. Your landlord is not gonna say, okay, you have a rent-free month. Never. You're never gonna get that. You don't have any fruit trees to go in the backyard and say, okay, let me go pick a mango and eat it because I'm hungry. No, there's no fruit trees around there because it's winter and all the trees are dried up. Right? You don't have, like, even if you have a car and you want to park it, you have to pay for parking. I'm telling you, everything takes money in this place. Everything that you want to do. You go to the store and you're short 10 cents. You're buying your grocery and you're just short 10 cents, you know? You better put back something. You better put back something, because no, the cashier is not going to say, oh, okay, I'll put the 10 cent for you. No. the cashier is going to say, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, you got to put something back. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So like all the people who live in foreign country, you know it's hard. And then people back home, back home, wherever country your back home is, they feel like, oh, you're rich now because you have money and you're living in a foreign country. No, when you're living in a foreign country, you're more poor than how you were living back home in your own country. Because at least if I was living in Jamaica, I would have something planted in my back. Maybe callaloo, maybe corn, maybe some fruits or whatever I would have planted up in the backyard. In Canada, I can't do that unless it's summertime. And the only thing I can get in summer is like tomatoes and like those stuff that can grow in a few months, quick. You know what I mean? So a lot of people back home, you're living more comfortable than people who are living in a foreign country, because everything that we have to pay for it with money. Nobody's giving you anything for free. You don't even find money. I never find money on the roadside yet. Never from Liver, Canada. I never found $10 on the road. I never found $5 on the road. I never saw 10 cents lying down on the floor. I never saw 25 cents. I never find money on the road. Never, ever, ever. So like I'm telling you guys, it's just, you just have to, moral of the story is, only my mom can dip her hands in my finance. The rest, they should stop being lazy and work. Yes. Yes, Keith. I agree with that 100%. When you, cool face, when you're in a foreign country, people think you're living in a bed of roses. That is so true. And it's not a bed of roses. It's rough, brother. It's rough. Cool face again. When they are the ones living free, no responsibility, no bills. True. You know that when I was living in Jamaica, I never used to pay rent. And the house that I used to live in was not my house and was not my family house. And I never used to pay rent. I never used to pay light bill, water bill, nothing like that. Never used to pay no form of bills whatsoever. The only thing I had to do was just buy food. And I never used to cook food at home. I used to just go to the cook shop, buy some food and eat it. That's it. That's what I remember. Well, I left Jamaica at a young age. I was 19, right? It was the last time I really lived in Jamaica. But for that, from that memory, when I used to go to work, I used to just buy food, eat, and go home. I never used to pay bills. So every money that I used to work, I just save it. So back home, it's a little bit different. A lot of people are not working, but they go by every day, right? They don't have to worry about certain things. But if one day I decide that I'm not going to pay my rent or pay my bills in this country, you're going to just see me on the roadside living. Is either I live in my car or I live in the streets with those other people, living on the bus, sleeping on the subway, sleeping on the bus and stuff like that. That's what I would have to do if one day I decide that, yo, I can't pay the bills or I don't want to pay the bills. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit different here in a foreign country. But the moral of the story that I want to get for tonight is, guys, don't let people try to rule you and your money that you work. Whatever you work, let them call you mean. Let them call you stingy. Let them say that you don't want to let go of your money. Let them call you budgety. Because they call me budgety too. Let them call you whatever names they want to call you, because whether you give it to them or you don't give it to them, they are still going to call you names. People, you can't trust people. You can't leave your life up to people, because people are gonna always have an opinion. So you just have to do you. If you feel like you have it today to give, you give it today. If you feel like you don't have it today, you don't have it today. And I learned that the hard way. That's why I can come now and tell you guys what my experience is. And it's very sad, because it reached to a point where I am spending money on everybody else, but I'm not spending my own money on me. I want something, I want a pair of, I want a dress, or I want a form of clothes, or I want to buy a perfume or something expensive for me, but I think about it and I'm like, yo, that's expensive. But if a family member say, oh yes, I want this, boom, quick, I give them money. But when it's coming to me and I'm like, oh, that's too expensive. We can't live a life like that, guys. Cannot live our life like that. Let's prioritize ourselves, and then who else come after, just come. You know what I mean? Because if you don't love yourself, who are you gonna love? You gotta love and appreciate yourself first before you can love anybody else, right? So if you feel like you are not good enough for it, then that means you don't love and appreciate you. So anyway, guys, that's all I have to say for tonight. That's all I have to say for tonight. All right. If you have any final questions, any final thoughts, leave it in the comments and let me know what you guys are thinking. Guys, I just posted a video yesterday, well, early this morning, because I was supposed to post that video, but then I started working and I forgot that I was going to post the video, and I posted it when I left work at like 2 a.m. So I know a lot of people might not see it, but I just posted a video about Canada's weather and the unpredictable weather in Canada. It's a very short video, maybe like 8 minutes long or less than that. So go check it out and show me some love over there. I want to see everybody from this live go look at that video, okay? And let me see your comments in the comment section. Guys, we are growing. I see the numbers going up. YouTube is texting me saying that, yo, numbers are good. So guys, thank you for the support. I really appreciate that. If you have a friend or a family member who would benefit from my channel, or they would like my personality or my vibe, just send them the link and, you know, let them subscribe and tell them about the channel. I have a new channel that I'm going to tell you guys about next week. So stay tuned for that. All right. So anyway, yeah, man. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming out. Big up on yourself. Like, I love the genuine love and support that I'm getting from you guys, and the constant you know, joining the live on the Sundays. Want to make this a thing every Sunday. So thank you guys so much, and I appreciate you guys. Take care of your own self, and that's it for today. All right, so I'll check you guys back next week Sunday, same place, same time. Well, I don't know what shenanigans I have planned for Sunday, so let's see what we have for Sunday, and let's make it nice. Let's make it enjoyable and fun as always. And if I have a chance, I will post a video during the week so you guys can get to see my beautiful face again before Sunday. All right, guys, big up on yourself and have a good morning, have a good night, have a good evening wherever you're watching from. Take care, guys. Bye.